What is going on, everybody? It's Christian over at Dunkin's Diamonds in the Gulf Coast Town Center. I am here with Ryan Johnson. We are back with another segment of On the Clock. Today, we wanted to talk about the significance of timepieces and kind of just their relevance. So let's get into it.
That's a great question. So, watches have a rich history. Back from 1750, when I think Abraham Louis Breguet actually gave a wristwatch to Queen Victoria, and it's just been running ever since,
Mhm.
right? 1800s, 1900s, and I always say that time is our most precious resource, and I feel that you know how you like want to record that time, how you want that to to be a thing for you. Um, that that speaks volumes to like your own personal, like your values and your character. Some people love the smartwatches because of there's a lot of like health data and stuff
Mhm.
that come with that, but um, for more like traditionalists, I feel that watches and the intricacies that go on behind the scenes, right, with like the movement, even as simple as with quartz watches, just as how we are able to record time by passing a current through like a quartz crystal and counting the vibrations. That's amazing. And I just feel that there is no actual substitution for a traditional analog watch. It's just something that should be in everyone's wardrobe, even if your day to day is going to be a smartwatch, for convenience.
Yep. Yep.
You know,
I mean, I agree with you 100%. I also look at it too, and this is cliche, and I'm sure everybody's heard it a million times. But I think, when you look at Apple Watches and phones, things like that, yes, that tells time, but watches and traditional watches, Rolexes, APs, Pateks, whatever, you name it, they tell a story. So
hmm
you're getting a lot more than just what a watch is traditionally for. You're not telling time, you're telling a story, you're marking time, if
agreed.
anything. So I think that's why they're still so relevant.
hmm
People see a certain watch and a brand or a this or that, like
Right.
it tells them something about you.
Yep. Yep.
I
Yep.
think that is why they're so
Yep.
relevant today.
I love that
Yep.
because yeah, it's all about storytelling.
Yep.
And yeah, watches and watch houses specifically, they have virtues and ideals that people can align with,
Yep.
that kind of match their own personal character.
Yep.
So yeah, that's super important. And the last thing I would say on this, traditional watches allow us to be a little less connected,
Yes.
right?
It's exactly right.
Where versus a smartwatch, every email, every notification pops up.
It's
It's
all.
there.
Yep.
It's there. You know,
Yep.
this allows me to be like, yeah, I could just look at a very nice watch and marvel
Yes.
at the artwork.
Yep.
You know,
100%.
yeah,
100%. I agree with that. Yep. you know Traditional timepieces are the best thing for a specific person's style. um, I think it plays into, and I know we've talked about this before, the kind of sneakers you wear, the how you dress on a day to day. Your watches are a part of you and how you express yourself. So
hmm
I mean, I'm a little bit more flashy when it comes to watches, things like that. So I put on flashier watches. I put on flashier shoes. Some people are more subtle. It doesn't devalue any watches, but that's my favorite part, is that you get to express yourself through that day in and day out.
yeah.
Um,
I mean, conversely for me, I like larger
yep,
watches.
yep,
I think that reflects my large personality.
yeah,
So I
100%.
mean, yeah, I just I like um, honestly just how like, so I favor diving watches,
Hmm.
right? I don't dive, but like I come from like an island where we're surrounded by water and stuff, and I just feel that affinity, right, for that specific
Yep.
style
It's
of
almost like a
watch.
connection in a
Yeah,
sense. Yeah,
yeah,
100%. Yeah, and I've always just drifted for whatever reason towards the more flashy. I like the gold watches, just the more flashy sense of style. I I'm not a huge fan per se of the dive watches, although I have a lot of respect for them, like Submariners and
Right.
things in that realm.
Right.
I have a lot of respect for that timepiece and what they can do. I always drift more towards, the date just or the day date,
Dressier
something.
pieces.
Yes,
Right.
I've always drifted towards that, and branched out in that field. But yeah, I think it's just the perfect way to express yourself in who you are.
Yeah.
You can wear a watch and that it can tell you who they are. Who
Yeah,
a person is.
absolutely.
So
So I had referenced a little bit earlier in this clip about Abraham Louis Breguet, who was the preeminent watchmaker of his time, right? He's the inventor of the tourbillon and a whole bunch of other amazing complications. He's done so much for watchmaking in the 1700s. And the first recorded wristwatch was a gift from him to Queen Victoria.
Mhm.
And it was actually a pocket watch that he actually attached two ribbons on either side of it, and she tied it around her wrist and wore it as such, right? So that's the first like recorded. And since then, a lot of great watchmakers. And another example is Louis Cartier giving a watch to his friend Santos Dumont. Because he was a great pioneer in aviation and needed something that he could essentially keep on his wrist as opposed to going in for his pocket watch, keep on his wrist so he could look at his wrist and the time and the controls on the airplane, right? So there's been a lot of amazing, watches that have been created as gifts, right, for notable people. Even, for a long time, our president used to be gifted a watch. I'm sure it happens, but it's not as publicized as it used to be. From major watch houses.
Sure. Yep.
And it's just one of those things that I feel, you know, once again, time being our most precious resource. I hate to say it again, but it is the truth. And someone giving you a special watch to mark an occasion, whether that be anniversary or birthday or promotion at work or just time served, right? Some people used to get watches for like their 30-year work anniversary and stuff.
We still see it today.
That's correct. So I mean, I just feel that it's a very prestigious gift, right? It's a gift that you have to really think about the person, to really get them a watch that's going to suit their personality, suit who they are.
Yep. I
So
think
yeah.
you hit it right on the nose. I mean, I think that they are the perfect gift for that reason. Whether you're celebrating a milestone in your life, whether you're celebrating an anniversary, whether you're just celebrating yourself and you just want to treat yourself to a watch.
Mhm.
I think you hit it right on the nose.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
So I honestly don't have much to add. You were like spot on. Everything I was gonna say, you already cleared
Sorry.
the air. Yeah. It's okay. You hit it, man.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that.
Alrighty, y'all. That is all we have for you today. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys have any questions, comments, you're looking for a watch, for that special someone, a gift, anything like that, please drop it in the comments and let us know. Let us know if you have anything in particular you want to hear about next or that we can help you out with. And we look forward to talking to y'all soon. Thanks.
And don't forget to like and subscribe.
And that too. Thank y'all. All right.